As always, we are here counting down the Marching Towards Your Success series. We're on part four of the five-part series that we're doing for the month of March. And this week we'll be dealing with taking calculated risk and the implementation of technology in your plan. Those are two beneficial parts to lead you towards the success that you're leading towards in your particular endeavors. And Cheryl, can you give the people out there the telephone number if they wish to call in?
You can reach us at 347-996-3160. That again, 347-996-3160.
And also, if you have not done so, hopefully you should have. But if you have not done so, you should like our Facebook page at facebook.com/the couple motivators. Again, facebook.com/the couple motivators. And we're going to probably spend a little time on these on part seven, well, on ways 7 and 8. And next week will be the finale of this particular series as we are moving towards the next stages in April. And also, if you would like to email us to get in contact with us, you can hit us up at thecouplemotivators@gmail.com. Again, thecouplemotivators@gmail.com. So before we jump into number 7, which is taking calculated risk, we dealt with it probably a little bit in the prior episodes, but this is the episode that we're really going to delve into it. Because even as Cheryl stated on earlier episodes, when it came time for her to start the daycare business, it was a calculated risk. It was the understanding that she was coming from one particular level to another. Cheryl, if you would like to share with the people, why do you feel the calculated risk that you took when you decided to move from being just an employee to move towards a level of being an entrepreneur?
Well, entrepreneurship is something that the reason why we started the couple motivators in regards to that. Taking any type of moving from a security of a job, which you may say, working for the city, which I was working for, and moving into your own business takes some type of risk. Um, Calculated, yes, because you have to plan out what you're going to do. The time that I was sitting there at work, um, at the 9 to 5, I was happened to work at a library, so I was collecting all the information, feeding my mind of what I should do as an entrepreneur, moving into that next STEM as an entrepreneur. How do you move from being a 9 to 5 worker and then moving into entrepreneurship? Because that's a whole new vein of moving into entrepreneurship. And because of the economy is not, it doesn't have any stability in it. We should to make our own stability in your own economy. The couple should make their own economy in this endeavor. Become into two minds put together. And if you decide to have moving into the entrepreneurship, if that's something that you think that you need to do, find, like we talked about last week, what is your strengths, what is your passion, move on it. It's probably your time to do so. If it's been urging you to do, it's just that risk that you're not moving on.
And that's very good. And one of the things that I've learned over time is that successful people step out big and they think big. See, one of the things that Cheryl alluded to while she was sitting there at the library, she took the opportunity to take advantage of that time. See, at times we can sit there and don't realize that things around us are there for a reason. And by her taking that ample time during that season, being pregnant, taking the opportunity to say, instead of me just sitting here collecting a check, let me prepare myself, let me prepare my mind, let me prepare where I'm going today. And that was a risk because technically, when you really think about it, she shouldn't have been doing that while she was working at the job, assisting those that she was supposed to be assisting on her job. But as much as that, we say, see, that was a calculated risk. Because see, we wouldn't tell most of you out there we wouldn't advise that necessarily. Depending on your level of comfort, your level of security at your position, there are plenty of people who are doing their side gig while they're doing their 9 to 5 so they can build up what they wish to do while they're working for someone else. But you have to be very, very careful. As Cheryl alluded to, the economy, as much as that has grown and stock market prices are going up and people saying there's stabilization in the real estate market, you still have to be mindful. You are just one situation or one decision, or not even that, one thought from someone who could be your superior in that particular company from being let go. And then what do you have to show for it? And these days of just looking at unemployment or just looking from the standpoint of how you're going to navigate how the bills are going to get paid and things of that nature, you have to understand that sometimes you have to throw out that, as they would say, you would have to thaw out that line way out deep if you really want to get the deep fish, if you really want to get the stuff that's going to sustain you for the long haul and things of that nature. So Cheryl, in reference to those calculated risks that you taken and even the risks that you took when it came to you going back to school and doing things to expand your consciousness and expand where you felt that you wanted to go, what is it that allowed you to be successful while taking those risks?
Well, like the word that I ended with last week, if you haven't seen it, we give motivated it's little scripts of motivating words, and it was commitment.
Hmm.
Um, you have to stick with it. It may not work if you don't have commitment
What do you
to,
mean you may not work?
because if you're not committed to something, it's not going to work. If you, I just didn't get clients at my door when I opened the doors. Okay, I'm licensed, and the children just didn't start pouring in.
Hmm.
What happened is that I had to take my children. I had 3 children at the time, and wait for my husband or my mother to get home because they were staying with me. And I would go out at night and put up flyers. I would go to the school and network. I would start getting myself out there to let people know that there's a new facility, a quality daycare around here that you can now send your children to. Um, and it's all about you going out there, whatever it is. If you're a baker and you sit home and your thumbs and you only bake for your family, and you decide to be a baker, how are you going to get out? Have you ever taken any culinary classes, or have you ever went out to say who knows that you have a baking process if you're not networking? And also, Marissa, I didn't say before, was a part of a leap of faith. That
Hmm.
connects us. We have spiritual principles that we always work through. And I believe that something that was going to work because we put our, I put my faith where my dream was. There was something about doing that, and also with me going back to school, I knew that was calculated too, because I had 6 children, and I know I wanted to raise them. And I said to myself, my everyone in the house knew the plan, that when our youngest son was to hit kindergarten, I was going back to school, and I did just that. That was always the plan. The kids never stopped me from doing what I need to do. And I just wanted to say something as we're marching in with the month of March. March is also Women's Month.
Hmm.
And if you don't know that, and women have something in them that that gives them some type of push and some type of something that we have. I love being a woman, and it's a wonderful thing, that something
Hmm.
that we have this strength inside of us, that we're able to have babies, and there's something that we're able to do something and multitask and do a lot of things, and come about. I don't know how I had 6 children and became and have a daycare, and went back to school. I don't
Hmm.
know how I did it, but I know it was the grace of God, and I know that there was things, and a push and a drive within me, that I know that it was purpose driven and calculated. And we should always make sure that we know, and that we know that we know what we're doing, and go forth in that. And without having you, not having any education behind you, meaning be an avid learner. Why are you not reading? What are you reading?
Hmm.
um, and what is edifying your mind and who's edifying your mind. So you got to make sure who's in your ear. You got to make sure what are you doing, and what those things are. If do you feel like the people around you are not where you want to be, then change your surroundings, change the people around
Yeah.
you. If you think that you want to be a baker, hang around those people that are already have a baker. What do they do? If you think that you want to have your own fleet of trucks, then what is it that they have to do that? And you can't sit at home all day and decide that, oh, I'm going to be this, and don't take any effort into doing it. So the one thing you got to do is a calculated risk. Take the risk. It's it's going to be worth it. What is it going to hurt? But do your homework while doing the risk.
Very